right, yes, the music lets you know it is, of course, Meal Prep Mondays here, and joining us live, of course, is nutrition consultant Shauna Thomas to talk about all things squash today. And you really have a wide assortment of squash-based meals, which is really like kind of exciting because you don't really necessarily think of all the alternatives that there are, but you're here to give us a sense. So this, first of all, smells delicious already. Tell us about this dish.
So this first dish here is with spaghetti squash. So like you said, there's so many different varieties of squash and different ways that you can eat them. So this one here, spaghetti squash, it is a really stringy squash that you can use in place of spaghetti, hence the name. And you can just add like meatballs and sauce and use it like that instead of pasta. But what I like to do is use a nice buttery sauce to sort of counter how light the spaghetti squash is. And then I added in some kale. I have up on the screen, you're going to see spinach, but I added kale because I have it, and that's what it's all about, right?
You want to use, but you can use spinach too.
You could totally use spinach. Some red chili flakes in there, nice butter, Parmesan cheese, and that shrimp. And it's a nice light dish. I absolutely love it. The flavors are so good.
They really are.
Yeah, and like you said, low carb, right? If that's what you want, if that's what you feel like.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah, but it's a nice dish and something just to switch it up from having those heavy pastas sometimes, right?
I love the shrimp because the color, the green and the orange and the red, it looks amazing. Okay, next up we have, this is one of my favorite squashes, acorn squash, but you've got a sausage quinoa kind of mixture that you stuff into it.
And apple in there too. So I was looking for ways. Yeah, go ahead. So all we do is roast the squash, and I show you here. I actually roast them with the seeds in. So a lot of people will do all that prep work before you roast them, but it's easier.
Is it easier to get?
Yeah, cut them in half, throw them in the oven at like 425 for about half an hour, and then you scoop the seeds out, and it's so much easier. And you can stuff this with anything. There's rice or veggies or whatever, but I love quinoa because it's a whole protein, right? It has all those amino acids, and I like to add sausage just for that extra flavor. I have in here some celery, some carrots, some onion. Apple sweetens it up too. So many different flavors, and then of course top it with some cheese. Put it under the broiler, and this is a full meal right here.
Yeah, have I put enough on? Like I see they're kind of overflowing there.
Yeah,
I wasn't
you
sure
can
if it
really
baked and,
stuff it in, but I mean it's completely up to you.
Yeah, I mean that looks pretty good, and then just is that just
you're just gonna bite right into the
this is
side.
mozzarella or cheddar?
I think
this is mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Well, I don't want to ruin it for other people, but I just want to smell it.
Yeah, and I mean, so acorn squash, these are ones that have a thicker skin, so you can't eat the skin.
You can't eat the skin.
But I love using it as a bowl, right? And then you're getting those flavors of squash in there as well.
And how long once you put them in the oven for?
So once it's this is all cooked, right? We do this on the stove under the broiler, maybe 5 minutes. If that, you got to watch it. You don't want it to burn.
Okay.
For sure.
And next up, we have these calamari looking